wonder if he's still sad about what he was crying over in his car. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the TV show Severance on Apple TV+.
If you can't answer the question, feel free to say unknown.
What is this?
Okay, unknown. Question 2. In which U.S. state or territory were you born?
Wait,
Which state or territory, please?
I don't know.
Unknown. Question 3. Please name any U.S. state or territory.
Fuck,
First that comes to mind.
I don't know. Delaware. What is this?
Delaware. Question 4.
You can see she understands basic concepts such as what a door is. She knows how to open a door. She understands where the US is or what the US is. And she gets the concept of language and how to communicate with someone. Yet, key parts of her as a person have just gone. This is really interesting thinking about how we interact throughout our lives, because we go to work, we go to school, we see different friends, our families, and there's always jumping into different identities. And in this situation, this is a stark identity shift where she has just woken up on a table in a random room, in a random place, speaking to someone, but she doesn't know who that person is, or it seems who she is. Did you see the difference in terms of the way he walked into the lift versus the way he walked out of it? When you feel down, depressed and sad, you hunch your shoulders, you're trying to protect yourself. And people can see that in you, which is why you're always told to stand up straight and breathe in and look around you, because it gives you a sense of, or the perception of being confident. And you just saw, as he got into the lift, he was hunched over and looked like he was thinking about something or sad. And as he got out the lift, all of a sudden he was walking with vigor, with confidence, and the difference in his posture really shows that. Which is why you need to notice in you, if you're hunched over, what's going on emotionally in your life, what needs fixing.
Hey, open the door.
Look, I'd be just thrilled to chat once we've run the survey. Shall we begin with question 1?
I'm not taking your survey.
Shall we begin with question 1?
Let me out of here. Hey! Open the door!
She's not supposed to do that.
Hey!
She's going to break in.
Let me out!
No, she's not. That's a perfect score. Now, I think I know where a disconnect is coming from.
What?
Well, there was a preamble, which I was supposed to read before the survey.
When you're scared, you act in an aggressive way to protect yourself. But by understanding who the voice is, he was able to form a connection with that person. Because when you feel comfortable, that's when you get to shine. That's when you get to be your authentic self. And this situation seems pretty bizarre to me, how people are put in this position of feeling uncomfortable and not knowing who they are. That fear response is present in them all. And by Mark sitting down with Helly, he's able to instill a sense of confidence in her and safety, which is what's going to keep them on the path of discovery and of just general acceptance of the situation that they're in together.
I'm making this video roughly 2 hours before it will be shown to me. I give consent for my perceptual chronologies to be surgically split, separating my memories between my work life and my personal life. I am aware that this alteration is comprehensive and irreversible.
Do you think that would be helpful, to go to work and not remember anything outside? It might make you more productive, but just think about how that will play on your mind. Thinking, who am I? What am I doing here? And something to notice here is that even though we don't go through this procedure, there are different identities which we embody in all different scenarios in life, whether it's with friends, family, work. It's a different version of ourselves. And the reason why we change is because it lets us be a little bit better in those situations because we have a certain agenda, skill set, something that we need to action and be good at. And therefore, some parts of us need to go into the background so that we can be the best we can be in that situation. And this is a rather violent way of us seeing it, which is you don't get to know anything about yourself when you're at work. On a different point, all different parts of our lives create a sense of identity, of self-esteem, and of purpose. Therefore, we can leverage the experiences we've had, whether it's holidays, family, sense of pride and self-esteem, based on doing things which impacts our work too, in a positive way. So, okay, you're taking out the negativity of things going wrong, but also you're taking out that positivity of things going right. And how invested are you going to be in your work if you don't know what your motivations are, what the work is, how you're able to use work to build in a sense of identity outside of it too?
Hello.
No one's talking to each other. And you think, if you're not going to remember who that person is after work, what's your interest in speaking to that person? Because you're not going to know them. Well, on another note, I guess when you're at work, you're going to know them. So it's important to put that effort in to getting to know that person because you're going to be spending a long time with them. And if you're not going to remember them outside anyway, then it's probably even more important for you to force that relationship because you're going to be spending a long time speaking to them. What are you going to talk to them about? Because you have no point of reference outside of that office. So for Hedy, she doesn't know what's going on in the office quite yet. So I guess she hasn't got a lot to relate to her work colleagues about.
Night.
I wonder if he's still sad about what he was crying over in his car. Without knowing what happened throughout the day, do you believe that card? We know that's not the case, but it feels like he accepts it so blindly. It's almost easier for him to live his life outside, not questioning what happens at work.
Oh, you got a gift card. Where's he going to?
Pips.
Of course it's Pips. Well, enjoy.
Will, without you.
There's our captive.
Hi, Rick.
Rickon, come on, it's Rickon. Ugh.
It doesn't feel like Mark is really invested in anything outside of work. The split between his work persona, which is confident, happy, and inquisitive, gets left behind, and now he feels a little bit depressed. He feels like he's sad and he just wants to be left alone. It feels like Mark wants that split so he can forget about his life outside, whatever's happened, so that he can be at least happy or content or just focused and motivated in a different part of his life. And it's a shame that he can't combine those two, so he doesn't have to be severed in order to get that sense of relief. It feels like he's given up on himself outside of work, which is really sad, but if he's just relying on work to give him that happiness, then he's never going to be fulfilled and complete anywhere.
But Mark is a Lumen man now.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, about 2 years.
Do you design the medicines?
No.
Mark's work is sensitive enough as to require the severance procedure.
Well, that's something, isn't it? Yeah, it's also, I think, something that's his choice to tell people or not, right? Okay.
Oh my God.
No.
It's so disrespectful. He's obviously chosen this life for a reason, and people being really inquisitive about it. And he hasn't said it's okay to talk about. It's his secret to share. It almost feels like he's should be ashamed of doing it because people don't understand it. And whether they understand it or not, he's made this choice, and people should respect that. We can start to see why maybe that split's happened, because his wife has unfortunately passed away, so maybe he's trying to escape that pain or the loneliness.
When you're at work, you can't access outside memories. So in effect, that version of you is trapped there.
Well,
I mean, not trapped, but
but what? No, I'm curious what were you going to say, but not trapped, but what?
The point is that Mark made a decision, and that decision was controversial. Ethically, socially, morally, scientifically. But, Mark, I stand behind you without reservation.
Mark, it feels, has leveraged his work as the main place for him to live. He's not going to therapy. He's not looking to get any better outside of work. It feels like he's just living to go to work, which is how some of us live. So it's important to understand your role at work, but also your role outside with your friends and family, because they don't want to be in a relationship with an employee. They want to be in a relationship with someone who they love and they respect and that they're friends with.
Forgetting about her for 8 hours a day isn't the same thing as healing. You want to crash here since you're already here?
No.
Why?
Your house smells like pregnancy.
You're definitely staying here tonight.
No, I'm not. Thanks. I still don't quite get the 3 beds.
Right.
Oh, Rickon's colleague told us that switching out the beds as the child grows can wound that child.
Irreparably.
Feels like Mark's life outside of work is a little bit dry and drab, isn't it? Where he's not able to find any joy. You know, just like the room scenario with the different beds as the child grows up. They're really trying hard, but for him, he's sarcastic, he's not motivated, he's drinking too much. It feels like he's given up on life outside of work. That's where we're going to leave it, with this sense that Mark is not able to adjust to outside of work. It feels like that's his place to shine, to grow, to develop, to be the best version of himself. But at what consequence? And it's really interesting to see how we can attach ourselves to certain parts of life where we feel good at and in control of, but at the consequence of other parts of life which we know we should be doing, but we procrastinate over.
If you don't have that split, you take all of life's issues with you everywhere, and it stops you being the best version of yourself. But of course, there is a detriment to that, which is that you don't get to be your authentic, true self anywhere. So it's important that we're able to bridge those gaps. And that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe to see plenty more to come. If there's anything else you want me to react to, why don't you leave me a comment and I can try and get to that in a future video. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.